on the show. He knows all about Roost MX. RoostMX.net, the official graphics of the Rock River Cycle Trader, or the used to be Cycle Trader Yamaha team. Factory Cobra Moto as well. Pulp Nation code to save at RoostMX.net. 48-hour turnaround, and these guys can dial you in. Let's get to our next guest, maybe the surprise of Ironman weekend. Third overall, TLD KTM, Brandon Hartranft. What's up, Heartthrob? How are you, man?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It is Hartranft, right? JT was trying to tell me it's Hartranft, and I'm like, I think it's Hartranft.
See, the N is silent in my eyes. I don't know about y'all's, but Hartranft sounds a lot better than Hartranft.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good enough. We got that clear.
Your opinion's the only one that matters.
It is.
Hey, well, Jet. So I don't know if you guys watched Jet's.
Yeah.
Posted on Instagram or today or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The dude did not pronounce my name right, so I I had to tell him you got to fix that.
Right. They couldn't get McAdoo right either, so they just started calling him Whackers. It just said Whackers, and I'm like, what? Who? And they're like, what? Macca, Whackers, and I'm like, okay.
What?
All right. McAdoo is now Whackers to Jet and Hunter.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Right, exactly. So, hey, welcome on the show. Congratulations, man. That was really cool. Speaking of Jet, he was trying to get you gnarly in that second moto. He was going after you. You picked it back up. You held him off. Like you kept the gap the same, and that was digging deep right there, Hartranft.
Yeah, I mean, even both motos towards the end, I could see him first moto and second moto, and I could gauge him. We were staying about even, and then, man, dude, I don't know if the lappers. The blue flag means go, but they do not, they don't care, I guess. And the one time, I could see him, the next lap, he's literally on me, and I'm, kind of freaking out because, it's kind of a big deal if I do good. So.
Right.
But, no, it was awesome. I don't know. I just been telling a lot of people, I called the team last week, and obviously Loretta's didn't go too hot. The second one, I blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Both races, so I went DNF, but just been putting a lot of effort in, and I've always put in a lot of effort. I feel like I'm a fit guy, and I always try really hard, and just was complaining how good I've been riding, and I keep just putting so much effort in, and nothing's happening. So, to me, I was a little surprised how I did, but I wasn't. On the podium, I didn't seem obviously stoked, but I was stoked inside, but I know I'm capable of doing that. So I think first moto was obviously, people might have been, it's a fluke, but then the second moto I backed it up perfect. So I think that definitely helped me out a lot for confidence and believing in myself. So I think you'll see me up front more often.
Cade, is it just a matter of Hartranft getting a start? He's a bigger guy, right? And I don't know, the TLD KTMs are good, but I don't put them on the level of a Star Yamaha. He got starts this weekend. Is that it, Cade? Was that it?
Apparently his average start is 11.7.
Right.
I don't know what you started this weekend, but it was definitely
first
better.
moto wasn't so good, but he made some moves.
I don't even, dude. You didn't even see me in the picture on the first two turns. I did some shit out there. I don't know, I don't know.
I wish
literally I went around the first turn maybe 20th to 15th, and then by the end of the first lap I was in fourth. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna keep it going.
I feel like we need to know an average start of across the line.
Trust me, Wygan and I, we are very frustrated by this because you can see it on TV. On TV, there's all the things. There's all the guys when they cross the stripes, and then on the timing and scoring sheets, there's nothing. And so taking a guy's average start position by the end of the first lap is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Well,
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No, man, it was a good ride, and you had speed, you had fitness, you kind of had it all, and it's a breakout ride. And I just feel like you do it once, you can do it again. To me, guys like McAdoo, starts, he never did as well as he did, and then he gets one, and he gets rolling, and you start believing it. And this is the stuff I think that for younger guys like yourself, you just got to get that confidence, because what the hell's the difference between all of you guys? You're all working hard. You got factory bikes. It's the confidence. It's the thing that
just believe in yourself.
Yeah, totally, right?
Yeah, our sport is clearly a mental game. I can tell you that firsthand. I don't know. Props to freaking Dylan, because obviously he's got us all covered right now. So he's obviously mentally, I think he's mentally ahead of all of us. But yeah, I mean, same thing with him. Once you get rolling, you don't stop. So obviously, it showed him his second moto. I don't.
Yeah,
nobody in our sport can go from 40th to third besides, I guess, him. So
when
it's
he
just
goes,
the commonest thing, man. It is. I mean, no matter. Obviously, you need a really good bike and
Yeah.
program and stuff like that, but
Right.
it all comes down to really believing in yourself.
So when he goes by you in that second moto, you're like, oh, okay, damn it, there he goes. You had second.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was the whole time. I'm like, I'm in third. I'm hanging with the front guys, and
Yep.
I'm like, dude, where is he?
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm like, where's this dude at? Just so I can like I'm not trying to let anybody by, but there's only one dude that I think can pass me to be him. So I'm like, I'm literally listening for the bikes. I'm like, where's this dude at? And then sure enough, I try to fight him back, but the lapper got in the way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people underestimated your first moto ride because you were pretty close to Jeremy at the end of the first moto.
Dude, I started catching him for a little bit, and then blue flags means go, so he started pulling.
Because that's what I was watching is I mean, I pay really close attention to those gaps, and everyone was way behind Dylan. But then, third or second through like eighth was not that far apart. Like they were all relatively close, and you were in the screen still of.
Yeah, I think I was 4 seconds off of J Mart, so that kind of like was pretty sweet to me because he's obviously a 2-time champ. But
right.
And then in the second moto, I mean, if you can do that twice, you're right there for a moto win. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're too big for the class, Brandon? How much do you weigh? Do you feel like you're at a deficit? Do you feel like shit, like I'm too big at all? I don't know.
No, I don't even. Honestly, I've been big all my life. I mean, I'm not big. I'm just
yeah.
I'm a bigger dude. I'm like broad. I'm obviously have more mass than about 95% of those guys out there.
Yes.
But no, I feel like sometimes being bigger is more of a positive than being smaller, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you can agree to disagree, but I like Cooper Webb will obviously always tell me I'd rather be your size than my size, and I can see that now in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, once I get my momentum going, it's kind of like being, I guess, bigger. If you get your momentum great, then you're like, it just all works together.
What was the decision about going to California and riding there and not doing the Baker's thing in Florida? What was the decision for that?
I don't know. I just really like it out here for riding, and the tracks have been really. I don't know if they're always like this, but they've been really great out here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you guys have seen on Instagram, but just I got a house out here, and I just kind of wanted to be close to the team, and it's I don't know, just first time being on a factory team. I really like my mechanic Jay, and I obviously like being with the crew chief, the suspension guy, being with Tyler. So they're there every day pushing me to my limit, obviously. So and I just feel like sometimes I get more out of them than I would be in Florida, So.
I was at Glen Helen a couple weeks ago. You went by me really fast. Like I was riding the Geico bike.
Oh, you were freaking – yeah, you showed up at a bad time. Was it like 4 p.m.?
Yeah, we had to wait for them to test first before we could ride. So, yeah, it was like literally 2 o'clock.
Oh, track is like it's boned out, and there's not like one smooth spot. And plus that track's really like square edge, so it's not – you probably weren't having –
It was terrible, Hartranft. It was terrible.
That's Chris Kiefer time.
It was, yeah. Kiefer loved it, but
that's
other
Kiefer
than
time.
that was it.
Dude, he's badass, man. I rode with him in Mumford's, like, when the COVID was hitting.
Yep.
Dude, for how old? Like, I don't know, was he 40?
Yeah, he's 41 or something.
Dude, he's good, man. I don't know. Like, I went with me and Hayes.
Yeah.
And, like, he was there right with us, and I'm like, dude, should I be, like, stressed?
Don't be stressed, because if he shows up to a race, he ain't going to qualify.
Yeah, everything goes shitty, and he doesn't even qualify for the 40-man field. But High Des stuff, oh, yeah.
He'll blow your doors off.
High Des is his house. Like, that's, yeah. So, no, absolutely. Brandon Hartranft on the show, brought to you by roostmx.net, Rock River Yamaha, of course, using that, Brandon's old team. Pulp Nation is a code to save at roostmx on social. Pulp Nation, 48-hour turnaround. They'll make anything you want for custom-wise. So thanks to those guys for coming on board. So Tyler Keefe, Brandon, I like Tyler. I call him Grumpy Cat. He's never really that happy. And I've told him, like, on those Red Bull spy shows, like, he doesn't come across really cool all the time. Like,
no, they definitely didn't do him a solid on that one.
So let me ask you, where are you at with Tyler? Like, is he too harsh sometimes? Do you like him all the time? What's your feelings on your manager?
Do you expect him to answer that honestly?
He's not gonna. There's times where he don't like me, so.
Okay, yeah.
He hired me for a reason, and I get why he gets mad at me. This is the perfect example. Was this weekend? Like I said, I was calling him all week and just complaining and complaining. Like, what do I need to do? And then I don't know. He just said to keep doing what you're doing, and then stuff will happen. And then sure enough, like, dude, I've never seen him so happy in my life until Saturday.
Nice.
Like,
good.
I mean, he's lost a lot of weight, so I think he has been happier lately. I think that's partially why.
Yeah.
He's doing good with that, but no, I can see why he's always like pushing me, and he's never always satisfied. He's obviously happy with me, but this weekend was a perfect example of why I see the way he looks at me and acts. So it makes it's starting to make sense to me. So I appreciate that, Tyler.
He's a good dude. He's smart, and sometimes I'm like Tyler, you look like an idiot on these shows sometimes. You know what I mean?
They didn't. Yeah, like I said, they didn't do a solid for him, but dude, he is pretty smart.
Right.
He's pretty good with bike setup, and then he's good at seeing talent. And I mean, I don't know. I just think he's smarter than what people think he is. Obviously, the Moto Spy with me in it, that I got a lot of people were texting me and stuff like that saying, like, you know, he was being I guess an a-hole and stuff, but it's part of it, and we're all held accountable. Even he is, and it's a business. But I mean, you guys know how it is.
Yeah.
Every day is not
sunshine.
perfect. Like,
no, it's not sunshine.
It doesn't look as good as what it is behind the scenes, you know?
Right.
Brandon, are you one of those guys that kind of, like, because I feel like this, and I even tell my team manager Julian this sometimes. I'm like, I work better when you are honest with me and, like, are kind of harsh, because it's like a reality to me. Sometimes Julian will sugarcoat stuff and, like, make me feel better, and it's just like, no, like, I want you to kind of tell me, like, hey, you suck here, like, you need to do this better. I think Tyler is one of those guys who is kind of like that. He's straightforward with you. He'll tell you if you're bad here, bad there, if you're good. Do you kind of thrive under that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they'll get in my my ass here once in a while when I'm not necessarily slacking. It's just I'm not riding to my potential. So, yeah, I mean, I call it a reality check, and sometimes they'll give that to me, and it wakes you up a lot. So, yeah, I agree with that.
You're riding for a contract, Scott, and I worked for enough guys as a mechanic that were riding for contracts. Sometimes it's great. You rise to the occasion. You got some podiums in Supercross. You got one in outdoors. Other times it's got to be like, God, like, what else can I do, right? Like, it's some pressure.
Oh, I mean, there's not a day that goes by where I don't think about it. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, it can light a match under your butt, but I guess it's all how you approach it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, even if I had a deal or not, I'd still be the same. Definitely, I think it's good in a way that I don't have a deal, because it makes me want it more, I guess. But in other ways, I'm like, man, like, I feel like I deserve one, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about A-Ray.
Hold on.
Oh, you got another question?
I need.
Okay.
We need a real answer here. Is there anybody on the program who can hang with Seth on a bicycle? I wanted to ask Alden this, but I didn't get to.
I haven't been in Florida, but I heard rider-wise, I think Osborne apparently is like a meathead on a bicycle.
Oh, well, Zach likes the hammer too. That's a good point. But I mean,
Seth does like some crazy. Dude, he'll wake up at like 2 a.m. and he'll go for a 100-mile ride. Like, I haven't seen him in months, and I show up at the hotel Saturday morning. It's 6 a.m. Obviously, everybody's tired. Dude, he's like, I see him. He's like, he's happy. I'm happy. He's like, yeah, I got up at like 3:30 and went for a 5K, and I'm like,
oh my
yeah,
God.
that sounds good.
Yeah. Jeez.
Seth just hammers.
Yeah. Well, listen.
So-
Well, bring him up for an e-bike ride up here. Let's try to.
Why?
You know, I told him
you
already.
wouldn't see
Dude,
him the
I'm
whole
all
time.
about them things. Those are so much fun.
They are. They're great. Hartranft.
That ride we did, the A1 ride, Hartranft. He was just cruising up. At one point, I grabbed onto the back of his shirt and he just towed me up.
Really?
Everybody's like on regular bikes. I'm like, I'm gonna put this on like one and just cruise.
Yeah. Let's talk about A-Ray. So he was on suicide watch. 4 DNFs. He
I
told.
think he still is.
I told him. I talked to him. I told him he has to take some responsibility for his bike blowing up. Then he texted me, "Fine, I'll just quit. Then I'll just quit." And I'm like, "Calm down." And then he finished this weekend. It wasn't great. Is he still on suicide watch though?
Well, actually, I went cycling with him today, and he's definitely not himself.
Yep.
Me and Brock said it, but I talked to A-Ray a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I try to give him my advice. He'll ask me for his. Well, he'll ask for my advice, but
Right.
I don't know. I think he's a good kid.
He's a great
we need
kid.
at least
yeah.
one, and we need an A-Ray out there every weekend. We need one of those guys. There's not a lot.
Right.
And then he's a special guy.
He's awesome. He's
A-Ray's
great.
a special character.
AC was like, he pulled up next to him on the starting line. His front tire was flat, and A-Ray was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna keep riding." Adam's like, "So you're gonna come into the first turn like 40 mile per hour with a flat front?" And he was like, "Yeah." And Adam's like, "Oh my god, I gotta get away from this guy."
Dude, A-Ray,
wouldn't
I feel bad for him because that man puts in a lot of.
He does.
He puts in a lot of effort, and there's days where his damn muffler's falling off and he's just digging, and I'm like, man, I need to buy you friggin' up a map or something.
Well, I don't think he realizes how fit he is now.
Yeah.
Because I've told him this, and I've said it to other people, and it's like, if he rode Supercross main events, like he rides the LCQ,
Yeah.
even if he only did 12 minutes
I don't
at that
think he
pace,
could survive that.
he could.
You think?
Dude, he rides that way at the practice track the whole time. Like, LCQ A-Ray is practice track A-Ray.
Right.
So
I don't know what, I just don't know. It doesn't matter what exhaust is on that bike. That dude's bike is louder than anybody's out there. I don't care what you got. You will not ever sound like A-Ray on a dirt bike.
But do you agree? Like, A-Ray's fit enough to push the whole main event, and I feel like he gets mad that Chiz beats him, but he doesn't ride like himself in the main.
Right.
Like, he rides.
See, here's the thing. You can't argue with Chisholm, man. That dude won't ride for a year, and he's still solid.
Chiz is gonna chiz.
Chiz is going to chiz.
Chiz will always chiz.
I don't get it. I really don't.
He's got his neck brace and his helmet and his chest pro, and he's just chizzing out there. It's just remarkable.
It is.
And it also seems like he's very angry at J-Bone lately. Like, I don't know if him and J-Bone are doing okay. Are they okay?
The dog?
Yeah. Yeah, the dog.
I don't think he would be mad at JGR J-Bone.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking there's 2 J-Bones in this world.
No, I meant the dog. Like, he seems angry with the dog lately, or is that okay?
I don't know. There's not as many posts, so maybe Mommy's posting once a day, and I don't know. Maybe Johnny's just not doing it.
I'll tell you what, I think he's in a glass case of emotions right now. A-Ray is. We got to get him out of this.
Why did he go? So he's in California now?
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, he's here.
He didn't want to just. Why didn't he stay in Tennessee? Wouldn't that have been easier for him?
He says it's more stressful there.
Pops is putting the pressure on.
Pops is yelling at him. Probably.
Yeah, that dude's nicer than freaking anybody.
Yeah, Ronnie's awesome.
Ronnie is great. He's such a good dude. Even his mom, his mom always says hi to me on Twitter and stuff. I love his parents.
Yeah, no, his dad raced the World Vets. He was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, your tweets of A-Ray got me there. I think they're great. They're so funny.
Which ones? What do you mean?
The ones you post are just funny.
Like just all about his life, like just like what's going on with him.
You literally talk pretty much just about his life.
Yeah.
I just think it's
A-Ray down, A-Ray up. A-Ray's bike is smoking, and yeah, he's a little upset at me right now. I gotta back it off a little bit.
Well, Sarah and I were watching the race this weekend, and A-Ray's getting lapped, and she's just like, "What the is A-Ray doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know what he's doing, but apparently he had a front flat, so I'm gonna give him a little slack."
Dude, I didn't even know because dude, he was getting lapped at the 10-minute mark, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what this man's doing, but that's pretty ballsy, I guess. Right, not the front. That's even worse.
Hartranft, what would you tell your mechanic if he's about to walk away and you got a flat front tire? What are you telling him?
Dude, I don't even know if they would let me race.
Dude, I'd be like, go back. I'm gonna take a last place start and just ride the first 2 laps. tell my mechanic to go back to the rig, get a tire, and I'll meet him in the mechanics area at the end of lap 2.
I was about to say we'd probably. I mean, I would assume maybe his team had a front tire, but
I mean, they got bikes at the rig. Like, go get a wheel.
Just backed out and probably got my front tire changed, and then
I don't.
would have went back out.
He doesn't know, and he doesn't know what's going on. And after he got mad at me, the next day he sent me a photo from Paula, and his clutch was straight up. He was trying to ride without the clutch,
Well, here's the other thing. He's riding a stock. You can't. First of all, anybody that has a 250, don't do a no clutch rear brake moto, because one, it ain't good for the transmission. And that man, I told him, you're on his 250, don't do that. And then sure enough, the freaking clutch lever's pointing to the moon.
Wait.
Yeah.
Why is he practicing on a 250F?
I don't know, man. I feel bad for the kid, but
where's his practice bike?
He is stupid at times, you know.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It just never stops with him. It's phenomenal. Brandon Hartranft on the show, brought to you by roostmx.net. Well, hey, man, thank you for calling in. I know you got somewhere to go tonight. Appreciate it. Great work this weekend. Keep it up. And I'm really interested to see, if this can get you to that next level, right? Like every weekend. Like it's just it'll be cool to see, man, because, you work really hard. I've heard from a lot of people behind the scenes about the work ethic you've been putting in, and I feel like I've been watching you for a couple of years slowly coming building. So nice work, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Kay, do you still eat sushi or what?
Man, I've been trying to find an all-you-can-eat sushi place in Tucson, and ever since COVID, there's none, and it's driving me nuts. And Sarah and all her friends are like, why are you so obsessed with this? And it's like, because my friends in California got me freaking hooked on it, and now I just want it all the time, and there's no place. And when I just go to a normal sushi place,
stuff, man.
I don't get enough.
I don't feel I've only gone to those all you can eats a couple of times. I've never felt the quality is very good.
Who cares?
No, I mean the rolls definitely aren't. They don't do the TLC to where if you buy a separate roll, they do a lot of the TLC.
Okay. So that's it then.
That's it. I mean, I've had it a couple times. One night, Sarah Uber Eats us some to the house because she knew I really wanted it. But I got to thank A-Ray and Hartranft for getting me on the sushi
on the
channel.
all you can eat sushi.
I just started eating sushi.
You're new to sushi.
I'm new to sushi.
Oh.
I was like, I've been a weird eater ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was real nervous about it. And one night I went to dinner with them and a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And I was the weird one over there eating chicken and rice while everyone was eating sushi. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I just started eating it. And I was like, I like this.
It's good. I'm with you, though. I remember like in late 90s, somebody took me there. And I'm like, I am not eating that. And
I mean, it's sketchy. Look, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but, dude, how good is it, right? Yeah, generally speaking.
Oh, it's the best. Dude, if I could eat sushi every day, I would.
I had to work my way into the raw stuff. Like I started with some of the fried stuff and got slowly worked into it, and now it's like I'll eat a lot of it.
It's good, and when you eat really good stuff like from Nobu or whatever, like a really good high-end place, there's a difference. You pay for it.
It tastes unreal.
It does. So, thanks, Hartranft. Thanks for calling in again. Congratulations, man. Nice work.
All right, thank you. I'll see you guys this weekend.
Later, buddy.
That's Brandon Hartranft, everybody. Good dude. Like Brandon, and really happy for him.